Yes, Sandeep.
So your character in the film, you think Sanjay's friend is what's the nature of the character like?
See, it's a character that starts off being just one of his friends, like many others in the film. Sanjay's character is someone who's very lovable and he always has people around him. And Nigel's character starts off the first half being like that. And in the second half, you see of how this one friend becomes this strong support for Nikhil and takes him through the second half of the film. So that's pretty much my character.
Is there a gay angle in the film?
Well, you'll have to wait and see. Watch the film and then you tell me if there is,
Are you involved in the gay angle?
You'll have to watch the film and tell me.
Okay, you won't.
I don't know.
Okay. How is it working with someone like you who is so experienced in comparison?
Yeah, it's a little frightening. It's frightening to start off with when you're put in the front of an experienced actress who's known also for very commercial cinema. You've never met the person before. It's frightening, but I think if you're just professional about it and two actors who just start having comfort levels with each other on a set, I think those barriers are not dropped. And that happened pretty soon for me because Juhi was quite easy. She was not a difficult person. In fact, the first day only she came on the set and she was talking to me like I was a friend of hers, so it made everything very easy.
The director is young, the rest of the cast except for Julie is young.
Mhm.
How was it on the set?
Well, Juhi also was very young. I must say that. uh, it was, it was really lovely on the sets. It was the first 1 month in Goa in August. That's when we took off to shoot my brother Nikhil, and we spent a month in Goa. And it was really lovely. In fact, my shooting was only till the 17th. They were there till the 25th of August, and I stayed back. I had nothing to do, and then they kind of pulled in some stuff from the second schedule to the first schedule because I was there. I had basically had a film in Bombay to shoot which got cancelled, and so I had time. I had free time and on my hands, so I just stayed on in Goa, and I was stayed on to the point where I was giving clap on the set. I was assisting the cameraman. So yeah, I mean that's the kind of fun I want to have probably in every film I do because you want to be on that set.
What was it about this film that you decided to take it up?
It was a script. Sandeep, it was a script. It was in the beginning of the film when Sanjay and Anil came to me. They gave me the script and they said, it's not the lead role of the film, but read it and tell us what you think of the part. I mean, the part would be secondary. I've got a great part in the film. I think, if you ask lots of people, they might say it's the best character in the film, but it is a beautiful role. And I've had an opportunity, been very lucky to have an opportunity to play a role like that. But even beyond the character, it's just a lovely script. So I think that's Onil's trump card, which is his A-class script. And I think nothing can beat that. It's a very superior film. If you watch the film, you'll have you seen the film? No. No. Okay.
Is Honor does he stick to the script or is he open to?
Well, considering he wrote a couple of scenes on location and said that, let's add on this because I like this angle, the way it's going. And he, in the second schedule, when we came back in September, he had added on a few scenes which were not there in the original script. And he showed it to the actors and said, I've added this. It was more than scenes, it was just moments that he added on. Because my brother Nikhil, there's a lot of shots that say a lot without dialogue, So some of those were added on and shot extra. Some of them were removed in the edit. So, well, he's not rigid. At the same time, he's certain about what he wants. I mean, at any point in the film, when he wanted me in front of the camera doing any kind of performance, he was dead sure what he wanted from me. I mean, he would just, our tuning became so good that he would say more or less. That's all he needed to say to me, and we just kind of understood each other. And I think that was all because of him, because he's just so sure about what he wants. And sometimes, if you show him, if you want to do some kind of variation, and you tell him that, hey, listen, why don't we do it this way? And he says, show it to me. So you show it to him, and in that instant, he'll tell you, okay, this is what I want, or this is no, I don't want it. So it's good to work with a director who's dead sure of what he wants, at least.
What else are you acting on now?
Well, I have another film called Kaun Ho Sakta Hai, which releases in May, mostly May or June, around that period of time. They're looking at a summer holiday release. And there's Luke Kenny's film called 13th Floor.
So what kind of characters do we see you in these films?
Well, in Kaun Ho Sakta Hai, I'm playing the main protagonist in the film. I'm playing the lead in commercial Indian cinema. It's a commercial film. And the character it's got two heroes. It's me and another gentleman called Dhruv Singh. If you've seen Let's Enjoy, he's the Jat boy in Let's Enjoy. So me and Dhruv are just two buffoons in the film, and it's a murder mystery situated in a hotel. So
Yeah, you telling me about your DJing.
yeah, yeah, Sandeep, I've done a lot of interviews in my life with Channel V. Right now, I just do one studio-based show for them, but I've done so many interviews for them over the last 3 or 4 years, and I sympathize now with you guys. I mean, that's one thing I don't want to do. I have to fight with my bosses and say, I don't want to do interviews. I don't want to do interviews. Uh, but yeah, sometimes they were fun. Once in a while, you meet someone who's very interesting and says some nice stuff to you.
But what is it about interviews that used to drive you away?
Well, the long hours of waiting to start off with. That sometimes you have to wait really long for somebody. That's something I should not enjoy. Uh, Secondly, this is something I think I got over because when I started off, I used to get very nervous with interviews. You know, I used to get very nervous with interviews. And I think kind of buried that in my mind, saying that you'll get nervous when you do an interview. You'll get. So I used to always feel that nervousness, but at the end of it, I realized that I was getting good at it also because over so many years, when you do it over and over again, you kind of. And what my bosses really liked was my style of conversation, the things I has to bring up in a discussion. They just said that you have a very nice way of interviewing people, and we want to keep you there. That was their excuse. But finally, after many years of fighting, I got rid of it. But yeah, the time is the biggest thing. I mean, I have to wait for hours and hours sometimes for people.
Okay, so now are you gonna get back to interviewing people ever?
I don't know. Maybe in the future. I mean, if I do another show sometime on TV, I've always thought that I want to do something on TV. I mean, don't want to cut off TV completely. So right now, also I have one show with Channel V. I will always want to host some show somewhere, and maybe at a point in my life when I reach a particular stage and I want to just conduct interviews on TV, I'll do that.
I'm saying it out of gratefulness. I mean, obviously you got a platform on Channel V. Is that why you want to do show for them?
No, I mean my show doesn't pertain to being for them. I actually didn't start off with Channel V. I started off with something called Hip Hip Hooray. That was the first show I did on TV, which is a TV serial on Z. That was the first thing I did, and after that I got onto Channel V. But yeah, Channel V has been very nice to me. I mean, the last 5 or 6 years they've given me a lot, and I just think that there'll be a time when they won't want me. I'll stick with them as long as they want me to because. Quite honestly, I have a certain amount of loyalty towards them and they've been really good to me, so I have no reason to complain. So yeah, I mean, and one day will come when they'll realize that I mean I'm not catering to their market anymore and they would want me to move on, and I'm sure I could move on somewhere else.
Coming back to films, a lot of young directors are making films now. A lot of youthful films are being made, so to say. Do you see yourself being a part of more of these, or are these a good platform for actors your age?
Well, I think yeah, it's definitely a good platform because considering the films that I'm getting offered nowadays are only those films. So I mean, if those films didn't exist, I wouldn't have a chance to prove anything to this industry. This industry is governed by I mean, how much do you sell as an actor? And I mean, if you're a sellable actor, you get work today, and there are some big wigs already there. People are scared to experiment, so it's a whole vicious circle. So if you don't have these little films being made down there, people like us will never get an opportunity to climb up to prove ourselves at a larger level.
Okay, I want to bring up slightly controversial issue. The India TV.
No.
You've been a member of the TV fraternity, a member of the film industry now. What do you think?
See, honestly, Sandeep, I don't know if I'm the right person to answer these questions because I haven't seen any of those things on India TV yet. I haven't seen any of them. And B is I've not been following the story of what's happening with the press. I don't have an opinion yet. But honestly, I feel, I mean, it's sad that you have one side that people are exploited. But at the same time, I think it's also offensive to take advantage of media and of being the media and literally going into someone's house with camera. I mean, that's not done. So, I mean, there are two opinions, and they both stand individually. There's nothing against each other.
Do you think that lasting crowds exist?
Yes, I've heard stories myself. I don't know. I've never experienced it, but I've heard stories about it. I've heard stories from good friends of mine, so who I would believe and trust.
So you do believe in it?
Yeah, I do believe that there exists. I mean, I have a whiff.
What kind of roles would you now like to be? You playing the main protagonist in one of the first movies you said. Besides that, what kind of roles? Is there any particular genre that you see yourself excelling in?
I don't know, Sandeep. I don't think I'm that old an actor to who has decided that and said, okay, this is what I fit into. This is the slot. I'm still experimenting. I'm still testing waters. I mean, I've never had a successful film yet. I've done 4 films in the past, and no one's, if nobody, you are not considered to be a selling on cinema. I'm doing a film called Kaun Ho Sakta Hai, which I'm playing the main lead, but right now I'm still getting scripts, and people uh, are not offering me main lead roles in a film, you know. So uh, if that happens, yes, I would want to take up more stronger protagonist roles. But at the same time, if it's a good script and my part is really good, I don't mind playing anything right now because I'm testing waters. I still have time to go.
You're not scared that you might get slotted as a
People tell me that. People always tell me that, be careful, you know, don't take up this role, don't take up that role, don't do this role, this is too small. But I mean, at the end of the day, I just follow my heart. Yeah, if I feel something about something, I just go ahead and do it. I've so far had a good ride, and let's see what happens in the future. Who knows?
What is closer to your heart, DJing or acting?
Well, at the moment, I can see myself moving on towards being an actor. I mean, I want to be an actor. I've done some of it. I've enjoyed it, and I mean, I can't say that I've reached a point where I hate hosting shows on TV. I still do it, and I enjoy some of it also. I want to keep it. That's why I said I want to keep it. I will always enjoy it. But yeah, I want to move on to doing films. So I think my heart is turning towards that side. It has turned completely actually.
And what kind of films would you like to act in?
I don't know. Like back to the same question.
Would you like to? I mean,
Would I like to? Okay. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe like a martial art film. I've always had a thing, you know, I'm a kid when you see these low, I mean these Chinese English dubbed Chinese films, you know. I the water coming in. It's like I've always had a dream of doing these martial art films, so I think maybe that would be a nice role to do. Learn some martial art and